So let me record. With your permission, I'm recording. I'm saying that in other programming language, we do not consider, or we do not, the indentation is not so important. But in Python, you find that indentation is very, very important. Why is it important? Because it is used to show a block of a code. Actually, for those who have done programming a bit, they know that there is something that we call structure programming. Structure programming simply means having a block of codes and then you work on that block of code. So in Python, for you to be able to work on that block of code, you must put the correct indentation. So that is it. And I've remembered something. Yeah? Every programming language has a syntax. And as per now, we have covered a lot of syntax in Python. I don't know if there is anybody who knows what is a syntax. Someone can unmute themselves and tell us what is a syntax. Nani anajua syntax ni nini? Syntax simply means it is the rule of a language. And let me explain this. I don't know why I'm using red color. Come on, like that of a language. Let me talk about what is a syntax. The way we are talking right now, all of us, we are able to understand me what I'm saying because I'm using the language which is what? English or Kiswahili. Saa zingine natumia Kiswahili, saa zingine natumia Kiingereza. And that's why you are able to understand what I'm saying. That language, every language has its syntax, or let's say its grammar. Like in English, you have the grammar of English. When you are talking in English, you can't say that Friday is today. That is not appropriate. Maybe you say today is what? Today is Friday, and that is the syntax of English language. That is this is grammatically correct. I think is this one grammatically wrong, or is it correct? I think it is grammatically wrong. So that is the way you talk in English. There is also the way we write codes in Python, like when we are declaring variables, when we define functions, when we assign values to a variable, and so on and so forth. Those are what we are calling syntax. That is not what I wanted to teach. I wanted to teach what we are calling indentation. And I've said indentation is simply means having a block of code. It is a space at the beginning of every line. It is a space in between any line of code. And I've said that indentation is very, very important in Python. In other programming language, it's not that important. We normally use, if I'm to write a code in HTML, I don't know if there is somebody who's familiar with HTML or any other programming language. For us to write that code in HTML, if you were to indent, like this is a program, this is a HTML. This is a HTML code. I'm reluctant of talking about this so much, but I'm just giving an example so that you understand what I'm saying. So this is head, and this is close the head, and here in between I write title. This one is not important actually for this class. I'm just explaining, and I'll call it title. Then outside here I'll have body. I'll have body like that, and I will cross this body. Let me cross the body. like that. Then in between here, I can write my code. These are the syntax of HTML. But if I put it like this, just a moment. If I put it like this, like here niweke hapo, what am I doing? If I put this one there, oh, if I put this one there like that, and this one like that, it shows that this is a head. The way why we do it like that, just for the purpose of reading the code. When the compiler will be compiling this, it will be able to compile it, whether it is like this, hata ikikuwa hapo itafanya tu kazi. But in Python, you must use the correct indentation. For instance, I'll give an example like this. If 5 is greater than 2, which is correct, you put a full colon like that, then you do not start your code there. You do not start your code there. Inaanzia hapa. It must move somewhere. Let me move this one. It must move somewhere like this, like there. Then you write print, because you want to print and know if it is greater than or not. This is a Python code actually. 5, and I say 5 is greater than what? Than 2, blah, blah, blah. Yep. Now you can see this one are on the same line. That means they are the correct indentation, 5 and P. Ukiifanya ikuwe hivi, unaona ikiwa hivyo, in Python it will not work. You must use the correct indentation in Python for the code to work. So what am I saying? It is a must. It is a must in any code of block that you have defined to have the correct indentation. Are we together? Yeah, and we are going to do an example, the normal way we do it. Now, let me get back to our class. I think this is what you have been doing. I'll open the code editor. Everybody knows how to do that. Hii ni siri, kila mtu anajua. And I'll call it what? I will call it indentation. Indentation.py. Indentation.py. And I'll use the example that I've used. If 5 is greater than 2, and do you expect to have a double? What do you call this one? Somebody? A comma? No, is it a comma? What do you call this one? Somebody to unmute. You need to unmute. Griffin. Unmute yourself.
Yes.
What do you call this one? Both two dot. Full colon, yeah.
Full column.
Yeah, full colon. Then when I hit enter like that, I'm not supposed to start there. If I start saying now print, unaona inaniambia there is a what? Expected indented block, because there is an error. So I'm not supposed to start there. I'm supposed to start where 5 is, and I'll say print, then like that, and say 5 is greater than 2. 2. And actually, whatever is inside here, inside the, whatever is in between the quotes, is only meant for seeing. It will not be, it will, although it will be executed, it will not be, yeah, it is meant for seeing. It is meant for the compiler to see it. So like that, let me add something here, like that. And the code, the block of code is done. Let's test and see if it is going to work. Oh, somebody said that my screen is small. Now you can see the screen well, ikiwa hapo. You remind me when I'm starting the class so that I magnify, so that I magnify the whatever, the editor. So we want to learn, you say Python space. Oh, where am I writing? Just a moment. Hey, let me kill this one and start again, please. Yeah, there. Unafaa kuandika hapo mbele Python space, then you give the name of our file. The name of our file is indentation.py, like that. And when I learn, you can see it is working. You can see it is working. I want to test it in another way here. Write Python space. Let me magnify this. Python. It was what? Indentation.py. And you can see it is there and it is working. So let me go back to the code and explain some things. I said if I start there, the code automatically becomes long because of the wrong indentation. Because of this block of code, it is supposed to be in the line the 5 start. The collect, that is would be the collect indentation, like that. And it do not have any error. It do not have any error. That is the first one. I don't know up to that point. Is there any question? There seems there is no question. Let's move on. Let's create another one very quickly. Let's create another file. We will create another file which is a bit complex, but it is good. We have it. I'll call it example. I'll just call it example1 or example.py, like that. And I will define name code D ama niite jina gani, give me any name that I can use for defining this function. Mtu anipe jina yote. Let me call it item. Let me call it item, like that. And you can see there is an error because we need to have this, then enter and start there and say print. What do you want to print? Let's say, I'll say hello. This is hello, comma. This is a function in Python showing indentation, and you close like that. Then after that, you have to, well, you return it there. Then after that, you will have to call, the function again, item, like that. And let's test and see if it is going to work. Let's test. Let me keep this one. Let me start again. Yeah, Python space example dot py example Python. This is the word Python. And it's not working. Who can tell me why it is not working? Indentation. Just a moment. Just a moment. I use another one. Uh-huh. Just a moment. I will sort this out. I don't indentation unknown word. This cannot have any problem with us. This cannot bring the errors. A moment. Let me test again. Example.py. Is it example a keyword? Let me confirm. Let me confirm. And I'll call it example one. Let me test again. Just a moment. Let's learn again. Python example one.py example one.py. Now, wacha tuachane na hii kwanza. I will come back to that code. I will get the error, then we will do it again. Let me give you another one that has a variable. Tuachane na hii defining function. Let's use a variable and say 18 years. And 18 years, age equals 18 years. Then say if age is greater than or equals to 18 years or 18 like that, then what should we print? Let's print you are eligible to vote. You are eligible. You are eligible to vote. Else, kama si eligible to vote, else unakuwa nini? Else, and it has to have this one. Else it has to be crossed like that. You print what? You print you are not eligible to vote. Yeah. Let's test and see if this works for us. Let's test. We say Python example one.py And this one is working, yeah? It's working. I said I look at the other ones before even the head of the rest one. Maybe I'd open a room for discussion, then I'd give why it was not working. I think that one is okay. Up to there. Sijui kama tuko pamoja. Watu wana code na mimi. Are we coding together? Dennis, are you coding with me?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So let's proceed. Let me do another one. Let me do maybe one more, and we can call it a lesson. Then I'll open a room for discussion and use age.py. And yesterday somebody gave me an assignment to create a video on how you do these things, and I hope those who say that are able to do it. So I'll also use age equals 18. So we are assigning the variable age value 18 and say if age is greater than 21, like that, we print this: you are old enough. You are old enough to depend on yourself, on yourself, on yourself. Edit, else if, not edit, edit, age is equals. This one is assigning the age as value 18 is equals 18 print. What should we print here? You are getting old. Let's say you are getting old. Sijui kama ni Kiingereza yenye inafaa. Najua mimi si mtu wa grammar. Watu wa grammar watuambia wanafunza education here. Else print you are still a young person. You are still a young person. Blah blah. And let's test and see if this one gonna work for us. Let's test and see if this gonna work for us. It is Python age.py. So you are old, you are getting old. Why are we getting this one? Because it means this condition that you are more than what? 21 years. I think that is it. I can open a room for some contribution and discussion. Let me stop